Surface area is finding the area of every two-dimensional shape, which would be like the triangle, 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 and the square in the middle, and then adding them all together, and that'll give you the total area of the surface of a three-dimensional figure. So, I mean, it would be used if you wanted to cover something up or paint something, whatever you'd want to use it for. Put a label on it, I don't know. So then there's two ways to go about doing it. The most logical way, but the one with maybe the most work, but less thinking, would be go ahead and set up. Okay, so look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and they're all the same. Base is 5, height is 6. Base is 5, height is 6. Base is 5, height is 6. You know that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So all we have to do is do 5, which is the base, times the height, which is 6, divided by 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15. How many of those do you have? 4. I'm just going to write it down 4 times. I just want to make sure we have a number for every shape. All right, now the only one we've got left is the base. That's a square, so it's 5 times 5, base times height. That's going to give you 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 85 square units. The other thing you could do, I mean, if you want to make it shorter, is multiply the base times the slant height. And the only reason I'm saying slant height on this is because the height of the triangle is actually slanted. It's got a little bit of a lean to it, but it's still the height of the triangle, which is the height of the side, which this is the same exact thing as this. It's just actually folded into a three-dimensional figure. So you'd end up doing base times height divided by 2, and then multiplying the entire thing by 4. Because if you take a look back over at the problem we solved before, how many of those 15s did you have? 4. So it's kind of the same exact problem, but I mean, condensing it down, instead of using addition, it's using multiplication. I think you'll make less mistakes using addition, but you know, it's preference, I suppose. So the base of the triangle is 5. The height of the triangle is 6. Divided by 2. You still get 30 over 2. So all these are multiplied by 4. That's 15 times 4. Gives you 60 square units. So that's going to be your lateral surface area. That's just the sides. If you wanted to find the base, you do 5 times 5 again, which would give you 25 square units. Look at that. 85 square units all over again. So we can see that either way you do it, it's the same answer. I suppose it's just preference. Whenever you're looking at a triangular prism, which means that the base is a triangle, it's not much different. The only thing is you just don't have a different shape in there. You might have a different size triangle as the base, but that's just something you'll have to pay attention to if that comes up. We can actually do that right now. I'll make one up. 6 and 4 is the height of the triangle as the base. And then let's do 5, 5, and do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and go through the same exact process. All we're dealing with is triangles, so we know that the area formula is base times height divided by 2. I'm going to start with the triangle that I'm highlighting in green, and then I'm going to work my way to this one and this one. Keep in mind that those are all the same, except the base of that last one is 6. The other ones aren't. This is the only place that you can see it get tricky, really. And this is where a net would help. I don't think you're going to run into this, but I'd rather address it than not. So I'm just going to map it out. All right, this is the one I'm doing first. So base is 5. The height is 6 divided by 2. 30 divided by 2. Here we go again. 15. All right, so I got 15. I'm just going to mark that one out. Now this one. Same thing, so we have another 15. Awesome. Mark it out. Now, the base of this one, you can see, is 6. So I'm going to go ahead and solve that problem. Area is base times height divided by 2. Area is 6 times 6 divided by 2, which is 36 divided by 2. Should give you 18. Okay, so this one has a little bit of a different area. Not a big deal. Get rid of it. We still have the base to solve for. So right now we have the lateral surface area. Now we're going to add the base, which is the base of that triangle is 6, and the height is 4 divided by 2. So 24 divided by 2 give you 12. So let's add that 12 onto there. So 15 plus 15 plus 18 plus 12. So that should give you a total of 60 square units. Yep. And now we can go and take a look at the other way. It's not going to be the same as it was on the previous screen where we're able to just multiply by 4. The reason we were able to do that was because all 4 sides were the same. So this is where you'll just have to pay attention. You'll have to look at your base, and you'll see a 5, and a 6. I believe when I was looking at your work that you were having to do, everything was equilateral. So it was either a square or all equilateral. I just want to make sure that I'm pointing out that you're paying attention to the base, because the height should all be the same because it's a pyramid. So all the triangles are going to go up the same amount, but I just want to make sure that you're identifying the bases for each of the triangles, because that's the only thing that would change, which slightly changed the area. You can see over here we had 15, 15, and 18. Slightly different. I hope this helped.